See? In this chair. No, gate's closed. Swimming pool. Massive swimming pool. Still high down. There's your cobra. Smelly. Oof.